my players. First up, I have Bob, played by.
That is me, Barska, and Bob is a tiefling warlock.
Then I have the Fixer Upper and Snake, played by.
Rayanaga, Fixer Upper, is a half orc war priest, and Snake is a Yuan-Ti sorcerer of the Draconic origin.
Marvelous. Followed by Melrath, played by.
Starmy827, and Melrath is a Dwarven Eldritch Knight.
Marvelous. Then we are followed up by Tazarath, played by.
Cerulean. And Tazarath is a paladin sorcerer hybrid of evil and devil worshipping sadism.
Yeah. And last but not least, we have Tristan, played by.
Will and Tristan is a kobold divination wizard thing.
Perfect. Perfect. Right. So, let's catch up on what we were into last time. So, last time, where's my notes? Last time, I believe when we started, you guys had finished the camp having come across the dead drow and the dead Behir. You managed to solve some infighting around who gets the drow equipment. Um, Then, shortly after the beginning of the session, black puddings and carrion crawlers arrived to presumably eat the deceased creatures. Um, then later, I believe, um, some of the scouts didn't come back, and you ended up sending out spies to locate them, and they managed to rescue them while they were in the bouts of something called cackle fever. And then I briefly teased you that you wouldn't be able to cure the disease because Chris wasn't playing. And then we cured the disease. And oh, incidentally, the mad laughter that I did last time actually scared Scott. Like he had no idea what was going on. He's finally gone insane with power as a DM. Um, and so
But you do it
then
so well.
I do, I do. It's a way of life.
Can you
Um,
do it again, just for shits and giggles?
what the laughter?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me finish the intro first, and then I'll do my mad laughter. Uh,
Okay, sorry.
so while trying to cure the scouts of cackle fever, um, Zilchin was caught lifting Bob's wand of the Packkeeper, an incredibly important piece of equipment for him. He was spotted by the fixer-upper, who did a wonderful job of very subtly making Bob aware of it, and then the party as a whole confronted Zilchin, and it was found that he had an extensive collection of stolen goods from other people in the party, but not just from the party, from the adventure group as a whole. And so um, you originally were just going to let this go and try to tell him he can't steal and have that be that, and then while in a discussion with some of the Zentarum, who were suggesting that maybe you should leave such blatant thievery to their devices, um, he ended up stealing a greatsword off of one of the knights while just walking. And it scraped along the floor because a greatsword is a little too much for him to carry. And so he was caught in the middle of that. And it turns out he was mad with kleptomania. So the madness was solved thanks to the fixer-upper. And as I remember it, last thing that we ended up deciding was that we were going to have to go through and greater restoration various NPCs sort of at random, starting with the people who most recently joined the group in an attempt to get ahead of any potential madness that might break out, because sometimes you're not aware someone's mad until whatever their madness is triggered. Does that sound about right?
Yep, though we had done it on the beholder guy as well.
Yes, yes, that was truly the last thing. So I remember now. And actually, I had the thing up. Here it is. Peebles ended up telling you that he had been inflicted with a form of madness by Zyzax the Eye Monger. Zyzax had done an advanced version of Charm, which caused Peebles to become insane with a desire to worship the beholder and do anything he wills, which is a very beholder-like thing to do. And then he had been traveling with the party, and he had been sending messages at night secretly, giving away the party's position. And Zazax, Xazax, has been closing in. That one has been closing in on the party. Now, when you cured him of the madness, he instantly realized what he did. He had the party trample and run as fast as they could to sort of lose the creature. And then once you guys sort of grouped and talked about it and figured out what you wanted to do, you decided that the best thing to do would be to get ahead of the beholder, just in case such a creature might happen to find you, even despite the fact that you've taken away his spy. And that's where we were. So you guys check your sheets real quick for me. Go to the spells list, those of you who have spells. Make sure that you don't have any spell slots to use, because I'm going to be giving you a long rest, because you're going to be resting, and that's what's going to trigger the Zazax encounter. So
Okay.
then,
Oh, you mean we're going to encounter him?
yes. That was the determination last time, that you were going to pretend that you didn't know he was coming, and then when he shows up, you'll be fully prepared to blast him.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah, that was Will's suggestion.
Way to go, Will.
We can all vote on it. It is a
I'm just kidding.
democracy.
I'm just
When it comes to the voting, by the way, just leave a check mark in there when you're sure your character is rested, and then
We're
when I have
still
all
level-
check marks.
We're still level 9, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to roll for portent because this is very important for me.
Oh yes.
It is very important.
Oh, jeez.
But
Ugh,
Yeah.
those are okay.
yeah, they're
You're
kind of
paying-
middle of the road. I mean, replace those numbers with Eric, and he'll hit anything. Okay, so you're all
It's
set.
not as good as the 20 that I wanted to use on Paladin Smite.
I know, right?
Yeah. Well, before combat starts, like if we think he's getting, I want to be able to cast a couple of spells on.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Others
just
and-
about to do. In fact, I'm going to start setting up the encounter. I have to remove him from combat because he's not relevant here. And then let me...
Could you reset all effects on me so I can just recast Mage Armor correctly?
reset effects.
Because I've had effect AC plus 3 for. There you go. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. Right about there is probably... Nope, that's a little small. Oh, and you know what? While we're prepping, everybody roll initiative for me so that you're all distributed properly.
Say that again.
Roll initiative for me.
Okay. Mine didn't go through.
Yeah, it did.
No.
It's 12.
You just didn't
Okay.
change in the order because that's how it worked out. Okay, so I've got that.
Well, no, my stupid lag.
Yeah, your lag is real bad tonight.
I bet you there's people like watching videos and watching movies, playing freelancer all at the same time.
Are you wired into your network?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we able to give you a list of what we're casting yet, or do you want to wait on that?
I'm ready. So I'm gonna go
Okay.
through in order, and I'm gonna call out your name. If you have any effects, you're gonna tell me at that time. So I'm gonna start with Tazarath. What you casting?
I'm going to cast Aid using a level 3 slot, which gives 3 people 10 temporary hit points.
Okay.
Always shield, never die.
Now, is
Um,
it concentration?
Good question. It is not.
Okay. Well, nobody can cast more than 2 preparatory spells. Just so you're aware. So if that changes anything, then fine. But just that's what you can do.
No, I know exactly what I'm casting. The question for is who should I give 10 hit points each to?
Anyone
I
want to
don't. I
volunteer?
wouldn't think about it too much. I don't think it's that big a deal, honestly. Just pick people.
Uh, Tristan, Fixer Upper, and Bob.
Okay.
Keep the artillery.
How about this, Tazarath? I'm going to target you, Tristan, Fixer Upper, Bob. Now cast the spell from your spell sheet. Drop it in the chat. That should cast it.
Yeah, that did 5. It didn't. It should be 10 each.
Okay, go into the spell and make sure that it's appropriately modified for
Oh, that's
so that we don't have to do that again in future.
okay. Target's 10.
Anything else, Tazarath, before you go crazy?
Okay, that's done that. One other crazy thing I will is I will cast Armor of Agathis at level 3 on myself.
Okay. All right.
My-
You can handle that. I'm going to switch to the next player. Keep this moving. Snake. Any spells or effects on yourself or others?
Nope.
Okay. Tristan. Any spells or effects on yourself or others?
Yep, 4th level invisibility. 1 on me,
Okay.
1 on Snake, and 1 on my shield guard.
Oh, because you can target different characters.
Yeah, if I upcast it, it allows me to cast add 1 target for every level above.
Nice. Wow.
Okay. So hold on. Shield Guardian, yourself. Who?
And Snake, the other squishy.
Okay. So 3 characters, right?
Yep.
Okay. You're targeted. Go ahead and cast. Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
Complete.
Melrath. Any spells or effects?
Just protection from evil and good on myself.
Okay, go ahead. Fixer Upper. Any spells or effects on yourself or others?
Guardian of Faith, which has an 8-hour duration.
Okay. And that's it?
And also, I'm going to put Death Ward on Fixer Upper.
Okay. Let me see something.
Do I target myself for that, or
You do.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it probably would not do to have the healer die. And then I believe that just leaves Bob. Any spells or effects on yourself or others?
So we don't know where this giant eyeball is gonna land, right?
Yeah, and as a reminder, beholders they just naturally float. They don't have any arms or legs. They're just a sphere. And since they can fly in that way, they can sort of come from anywhere. And oftentimes they'll sort of float above the battlefield and just rain death down on people that are melee. So.
Lovely.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, I don't have anything to cast really.
Okay. All right, so everyone has prepared all of the different spells that they want. Here's what I'm gonna do. There's mask, just to make sure that I don't get myself into trouble, and then I'll reveal that. That should be fine. And then share this. And because it came up, yes.
Actually, should I cast my Earth Elemental? Does that count?
I'll get to that in literally just 1 second. I want to add one more thing.
Okay.
For the purposes of this map, the rocky stones in the center are not difficult terrain. I like this map and it keeps working out for us, and it's the only one I can get in here, so we're going to use it. As for you, I promised that I was going to bring this up next time we played because I can't expect anybody to remember between sessions. So last time you guys rolled, well, actually, I'm sorry, you did not roll Identify. The information that I'm about to supply comes from Peebles and some of the information he knows, but it is not a complete monster, list of things that I would normally tell you. Okay. Say okay. Yeah. The creature can hover. It has exceptional dark vision. Beholders are known for an anti-magic cone. Their central eye creates an area of anti-magic as if an anti-magic field spell in a 150-foot cone. On the start of each of its turns, the beholder decides which way the cone faces and whether the cone is active. The area works against the beholder's own eye rays, but this also means that anything magical in that space ceases to function. If you cast a spell while inside of that cone, your spell will be lost and you will lose the spell slot. If you try to activate...
Yeah, one quick question. If you walked into that area with a buff, does that get dispelled?
The buff will be suppressed for the duration of the time that you spend within the cone.
Okay.
And actually, you know what? I want to check something. It says per the spell. I don't know that spell, so I'm going to look it up real quick. Index. Anti-magic field. Let's see what it says. This area is divorced from magical energy that fuses the multiverse. Within this area, spells can't be cast, summoned creatures disappear, and even magic items become mundane. Until the spell ends, the effect, blah, blah, blah. Spells and other magical effects except those created by an artifact or a deity are suppressed, and a slot expended to cast a suppressed spell is consumed. While an effect is suppressed, it doesn't function, but the time it spends suppressed counts against its duration. And then it gives a complete listing of all of the different things that it affects. Targeted effects, spells and other magical effects such as magic missile, charm person, that target a creature or object within the area have no effect on that target. The area of another spell or magical effect, such as a fireball, can't extend into the sphere. The spell is a sphere, so just replace sphere with cone anytime I slip up and say it. If the cone overlaps an area of magic, the part of the area that is covered by the cone is suppressed. So flames created by a wall of fire are suppressed within the zone, creating a gap in the wall if the overlap is large enough. Any active spell or other magical effect on a creature or object within the sphere is suppressed while the creature or object is in it. So that definitively answers that question. Any magical weapons function as non-magical weapons except for Starmie's Dawnbringer. Dawnbringer has no blade. It's just a hilt. And if there's no magic, there's no blade. A creature or object summoned or created by magic temporarily winks out of existence inside of the zone. Such a creature instantly reappears once the space the creature occupied is no longer within the cone.
Like the Guardian of Faith, for example.
Yes, or an earth elemental. Fucking Shield Guardian is an exception because it is a physical object. It simply deactivates. And oh, that's weird. Just as a final thing, because it's on the list, spells and magical effects such as dispel magic have no effect on the zone. So you can't dispel magic the field.
Now, can I counterspell something he has? If how does that interact with the cone?
You're trying to counter magic the cone.
No, I'm trying to counter magic. Like you said, he points a direction, right? So he can cast in the other direction, right? Does that mean I can counter from the other direction if I'm not in the cone?
You could, but the problem with counterspells, the person has to be casting an actual spell. His abilities are spell-like
they're
effects.
All rays.
Yeah,
I see.
They're spell-like effects in that they duplicate spell effects, but they are not spells.
Ouch.
I'm very glad that this is not a beholder that has taken levels in wisdom.
Well, we don't know
Yeah,
that. Anyways, so the anti-magic cone is a thing. The creature's bite is pretty serious. It's not as dangerous as the rest of the abilities, but it's no joke. This particular creature, has a variety of different eye rays, such as the ability to outright paralyze someone, the ability to essentially cast slow on them. He can duplicate the effect of blight and make that lovely slurping noise. He can petrify, disintegrate,
Yeah,
and
but not as good as you.
oh, don't worry, my cheeks are ready. I'm worked out for this. And he can use an outright death effect, which means that if you're reduced to 0, you just die. There are no death saving throws. You're just dead. And so those are all the effects that you're aware of.
So we should identify him.
That might
I
be
think
a...
that was.
No, it wasn't. Kyle is
okay.
correct. That is not a full identification.
All right.
That is partial information about beholders because it comes from Peebles. So arrange yourselves on the field right now, however you want to be arranged.
Do I still
could you-
have time to cast my Earth Elemental?
You do. Do you want to cast it in light of the information about the cone?
Sure.
Okay.
And
I don't
yeah,
have
Alex, could you drop me down?
I thought I did.
You forgot Melrath. Jeez.
Bloop.
I'll sit this one out.
What just went out?
Nothing.
Okay. Anyways, Shield Guardian.
So,
Okay.
Bob, let's put the Shield Guardian and the Guardian of Faith in an angle so he can't target both, all right?
Why are you telling me?
Just so we organize it that way. That's all.
I.
But neither of those are mine.
Area.
I'm confused.
I think the Shield Guardian's mine if you want me to move it around.
Oh, yeah, I'm confusing your Shield Guardian with the the Earth Elemental.
Yes, that's why I was confused.
But all 3 of them are affected by the field, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. The
So we
Earth
can
Elemental will cease to be. So, like, if you were using it to block something,
Mm-hmm.
that
But
would...
you said he'll come back if the cone moves,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But the bottom line is they all get either blinked out or deactivated. So we just want to
Right.
set them up in a way that is strategic so he can't like knock 2 of them out and certainly not all 3.
And Snake, remember you're invisible.
Thank you.
And where is your Guardian of Faith?
Alex has to create it for me.
Guardian of Faith. Okay.
That jerk.
Let me see.
I think it says it
Kyle's a
is-
brave man. Let me just
Make
say.
it a cockatrice. Wait, is it coming from there?
What?
I have
And
no
you
idea
have
where it's coming from.
from.
It's a gleaming sword and shield.
Let me think about this.
Oh, well, I mean, it's a guardian with that on it. Okay.
You should make it a cockatrice.
Oh, actually, Alex, I have to roll for the Shield Guardians initiative. That's just a dex, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that failed.
Okay, so Shield Guardian actually goes up 1.
Oh, no, that I just dragged it, and it just dragged the 8. That didn't actually roll anything.
Oh.
All right, take that -1, whatever that number is.
Oh, here we go. That's a Shield Guardian.
Cool. Looks
Or sorry,
Like
Guardian of
Shield Guardian.
Faith. Guardian of Faith.
or a guardian of faith rather. Yeah.
Yeah. Is he medium sized or?
Let's see. Large.
Okay. Let's make him grow. Rita Repulsa this shit. There we go.
Never heard
He
that
has
as a
10
verb
feet
before.
range. Okay. And I can move him 30 feet away from myself.
Okay. Then let me also.
Wait, I'm worried. Why did you say I'm brave?
Because you were taunting the DM right before a gigantic boss battle.
Oh, okay.
That's not
I
quite
thought it was
right.
next to the entrance.
Oh.
Am I gonna die? Can you
Hopefully.
tell me? Oh, ouch.
Taunt him more. Do a rolling taunt.
I don't understand. If I put this like that, why does this? Whatever. I thought I
My
could.
guardian's a wall of flesh. It's hideous.
It's
Oh,
pretty gross.
That's a tri-drone. It's a Modron.
Are
Oh.
you looking for how to do radius with that? Because before it was a 25-foot diameter, not radius.
Yeah, I was trying to do radius, and I don't seem to be able to create a pointer that does that.
So just do 40 feet, then 40-foot square, and that should be 20-foot radius.
Okay. Well, there we go. Well, he's supposed to be able to reach 10 feet. That's 15.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
And try 30. I think 30 will do it. Yes, 30 does it. Okay. I just wanted to have that so that I could know where his threatened space was.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So everybody's all set.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do this.
This will ever be.
Let's do this, Leroy.
I only heard part of that, but understood all of it.
Yep.
Ho!
Uh,
Is
What?
that his cone?
Well,
why
it's
is
a,
this?
huh?
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
That's a big fine cone. Wow.
Right?
That looks about right. Yeah?
Oh, it just
Yeah.
shrank.
Yeah.
90 feet.
Well, I mean, I can't do 150 because it doesn't fit on the screen. Let me delete the
Wow.
mask.
Are we gonna die?
Hopefully.
No, because
I wanna
remember,
make
he
new
can't
You know
weigh
what?
us.
I don't like you anymore, Snake.
Okay, so let me also. I don't
Why does he
think I
have a
need that
90
anymore.
foot cone?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
insane.
I need.
I remember you talking about the cone. I don't remember you saying it was 90 feet.
It's not 90 feet. It's 150 feet.
It's
Which,
the entire map.
yeah, no, it. Well, actually, would you like to see 150 feet?
No, we're fine with this.
Hold on a
No,
second.
this is perfectly fine.
Oh, okay. There we go. Wait. There we go. Now I've got Eric. Everything's fine. Okay. Didn't want to leave you out of that, Eric. Hold on, let me
Okay.
do this. Yeah, no
Jeez.
problem.
Throw your
So-
hilt at him.
By the way, this was also discussed last time, just as a reminder / for Chris who wasn't here. It was determined that due to the severe danger that the Beholder represents and the fact that it turns out that all of those NPCs in your party, like their highest level is 5th and you guys are 9th, so you're like far more capable than they are. So since they would likely just be killed outright by the Beholder, you've just kind of set them aside so that they can continue to be your minions. So what's on the field is what's engaged in combat.
I
So
figured as much.
okay. So covered all that, and so everybody is pretending to be asleep, and you hear a noise from the darkness. All of you. It's very clear. Nobody has to roll perception, and it sounds an awful lot like a cicada
Ooh.
as done by Alfred Hitchcock. And Peebles leaps up and says, "My master, you've returned! Feast!" And then he runs off into the darkness. And so the encounter begins, and everybody springs to action. So let's go like this, in case you hadn't figured it out. What the fuck? Can you see him?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, as if the cone wasn't, blinding enough. Obvious thing. So battle starts. He's set his cone. Tristan, you're up.
I'm going to move.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Smart.
incidentally, the walls still function as walls for the purposes of this map.
So I move here and I return to being invisible. Thank goodness.
Yes.
And then I'm just gonna shoot.
How high is he hovering, by the way?
Good question. He is hovering 15 feet off the cave floor.
Oh, I know exactly what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Casting a spell breaks
Invisibility.
invisibility.
This is correct.
Is that normal invisibility or greater?
Normal. He didn't cast greater. He just cast normal
I don't have
invisibility at
greater.
higher levels.
Oh.
Well then, I am going to. Let's see here. 1 second. I'm going to cast Conjure Elemental
Okay.
and conjure an elemental right next to his face.
Okay. Maybe I can duplicate this one? Yeah, that worked. And then instead of Bob, this is now Tristan. And then let me make this friendly. And I believe the creature would then be about here.
That works.
Sure.
Okay. So just because I already understand intuitively what it is you're trying to do, the Earth Elemental is summoned 15 feet up from the rocky wall behind the Beholder.
Hmm.
Okay. Oh, incidentally, there you go. This is Zazax.
Also, if you could remove the invisible from me, because I'm no longer invisible.
Will do.
You're gorgeous.
Incidentally, now that Tristan has this summoned creature within a short distance of it, so Zazax has more eye stalks than a regular beholder. A lot more. But there's good news. It has first of all, it has a total of 18. A normal beholder has 10.
Well,
And so, given the beholder's distance to the earth elemental and Tristan's ability to sort of perceive through it, he is able to tell that the 8 additional eye stalks have been grafted onto it. And given that beholders don't have hands, you presume this has probably been done by Peebles. But it means that this creature has defeated some number of additional beholders, and the eye stalks, most of them seem to be functional in that they move around and look in different directions, but they seem like some of the eyes are a bit cloudy, so they may not be in the greatest of health. So, with that information, we move straight on to the Fixer
I'm going to
Upper.
finish up my movement back into the anti-magic cone, so I can't get that.
Oh, okay.
Done.
Marvelous. Fixer Upper?
Yes. So I can roll identify?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What will I roll? Arcana?
Arcana.
Oh. Unfortunate.
Yeah, that's not enough to tell you much about this creature.
All right. I will move out of the zone. This counts as out, right? Or no?
Yes, that's out.
Okay.
The spiral zone. Sorry.
I will cast Flame Strike. I assume it's possible to do so without hitting the construct, the elemental rather.
Flame
Even
Strike?
if you
Yeah, yeah, that's fine.
Even if you do, it's expendable.
Yeah, so it's a 40-foot high cylinder, so that means it catches him. Okay.
Yes, it does.
All right. So I'll roll that on him. Oh, nice save. Oh well.
Okay, so you line up your shot, you fire it off, and a pillar of flame erupts from the ground almost instantaneously. The beholder, of course, can very clearly see you moving, and so does its best to attempt to dodge out of the way of the pillar, but gets caught slightly in the blast. The creature chuckles in a very creepy manner. Snake, you're up.
That is what I'm here for.
Me too.
Thank you, Alex.
You're welcome. Oh, I forgot. Wait, what was the other? Oh, the maniacal laugh. There you go.
Did Scott turn around and look at you?
Oh, I think he's in the other room now. He'll probably comment on it when I go in for bed.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, so I will roll Arcana as well.
Oh, 21. There you go.
Cool.
Let's see. This creature has a Charm Ray, a Paralyzing Ray, a Fear Ray, a Slowing Ray, a Enervation Ray, a Telekinetic Ray, a Sleep Ray, Petrification, Disintegration, and Death Ray. Additionally, this creature seems developed enough that it might be able to take a double action on its turn.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's extremely bad.
That's bad, guy.
Keep in mind, because you are invisible, you get advantage on anything that's considered an attack roll. So if you have stuff like Scorching Ray, that might.
Yeah, that would take advantage of. I mean, I can always fireball, I suppose.
You can.
Hmm. I think. Oh, I also have Emily. Am I within? Yeah, I'm within 90 feet, right?
Oh yeah, I mean his cone was
Okay.
about 90 feet too, so.
Oh, okay, that's right. It wasn't 100 and whatever. Yeah, immolation would be quite handy because it continues to burn. So I think I'm going to do that.
Is it time to pull out that filter of love yet? I'm still waiting.
I mean, it's always time.
I just don't understand why they would bother to give the party that object, because the creature has to willingly drink it, and it's just such a narrow, like, possibility.
Yay, he failed. Nice.
Ooh.
Just throw it in his mouth while he goes to bite somebody.
No, he has to willingly drink it.
All right.
Oh,
That's the rule.
you're the worst.
All right, so I have to have concentration. Failed save. Target burns for the spell's duration, which is up to a minute.
Mm-hmm.
This lights everything up in the radius of 30 feet.
Okay.
At the end of each turn, it repeats the saving throw to stop burning. Okay.
How much damage does it do?
Well, the initial attack is 8d6, and then it's 4d6 for each burn.
Nice.
Okay, so that's +2, please.
Okay, I'll add that in just a second. There we go.
Put on your flaming hat and play psychedelic music.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Snake slithers out of the cone of anti-magic, freed of the effects and tapped into the magic that suffuses the universe once more. He waves his hand in to activate his newest spell, Immolation. The beholder attempts to dodge once more, assuming that this will be some sort of projectile, only to spontaneously combust, bursting into flame, which wreathes and clings to him. Anything else, Snake?
That will be all. Thanks.
Melrath.
All right. If I moved here, I can still see him, right?
Correct.
All right. I'm going to cast Ray of Frost on him because he's too high up in the air to hit.
Okay, go for it.
No.
Too bad.
Yep, that's my turn.
Okay.
A noble effort.
Bob's Earth Elemental does not exist, so now it is Zazax's turn.
So he can't even move to where he does exist?
Right
Nope.
now it's a pile of rocks.
Nope.
Ugh.
I reserve the right to adjust this cone, but I'm getting the approximate angle right because I have to set it at the start of his turn, which is sort of before he moves, but that makes it tough on me with angles, so
Excuses.
I want to go here. And
Opportunity attack of elemental.
wait a minute. Yes, you will have an opportunity attack from the elemental. Do I not have this thing centered? No, I didn't. Okay. And then I have to go to a point, and I will do like I don't think this is gonna work out quite as well as I thought. Oh well. He's choosing to suppress that. So Earth Elemental now exists. What will he do? What will he do?
Why is it not? Here, I'm just. Could you target him real fast for the Earth Element?
Oh yeah, hold on a second. This is Tristan's. He's targeted.
Okay. I'm assuming a 13 doesn't hit anyway.
No, but you can roll the next one.
Oh, he only gets one attack for an opportunity attack.
Oh yeah, that's right. Right. So I will have so many options. Let me just make sure of one more thing.
It's a smorgasbord.
Oh, I'm glad I read the thing. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Choosing 1 to 3 targets it can see within. All right, so first of all, okay,
It's a lot of rolls.
I now know what I'm going to be doing. So it's gonna be. Ooh, okay. Now I just choose my targets. Now what does this do?
I'm sorry in advance if he winds up charming the guys.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. First target.
Huh.
Oh, wow. Well done, Fixer Upper. Let's see here. If you successfully save, there's no effect. That was a petrification ray that was blasted at you, and you dodged out of the way. Then we have. Ooh, Snake fails. Wait. Snake is affected by a slowing field.
By the way, oh, okay. Yeah, and never mind. I was just going to say, oh, I get advantage on save versus spells. Not a spell.
Not a spell. Your speed is halved for 1 minute. In addition,
Okay.
you can't take reactions, and you can either take an action or a bonus action on your turn, and not both.
Does this affect the concentration at all?
No,
Okay.
but it does affect other castings of spells.
Okay. Okay.
And then the last one.
The last target, just in case I want to use portent on them before I see the roll.
Ooh, I'm sorry, what?
Who's the last target? Because I can't use portent after the roll, so I just
The
want to know if I'm going to be using.
The next target is Bob.
Is whom?
Bob?
Oh, we're good.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
forgot he was in the
Gee.
party too. It's like
Gee,
Bob who?
Fang. I hate
Oh
you, Bob.
no, Bob. Uh,
I'm just gonna walk out of the party.
not anymore. The beholder fires off one of his eye rays. It lances across the field, and as soon as it hits Bob, he's suddenly jerked up in the air and held suspended 30 feet above the ground here. He is restrained and incapacitated.
Well,
It
that's fun. Nice knowing you guys.
moves up. The beholder. He can also exert fine control on on objects with this ray, so he's using it to gently slap you across the face with your own hand. Meaning you don't take
It's a sh-
damage.
It's a shame that you're up in the air, because if you weren't, I could cast freedom of movement on you.
Yeah, but you wouldn't.
Well,
I
You're a
would.
jerk.
he
I
would,
mean, I'm not that cruel.
Mhm.
but if you drop from that height, you'll take 3d10 fall damage.
Ouch.
Just go on without me.
So, yeah,
I can't even reach you for like greater
and another
restoration.
creature
Not that it would
soul,
affect this, but
unspent.
help.
Oh, okay. So cool. So Zazax ends his turn. Tazarath, you are up.
I think Alex just remembered legendary actions are a thing.
No, I just remembered how they work.
Ah,
Also, shouldn't Zazax have done a save against more burning?
Oh yeah, he
Does
should
that
have.
happen
It's the end of
on
his turn.
Snake's turn?
Happens on the end of his turn. I don't think a 13 beats your save. I'm really sure you
No,
don't.
it's 17.
Yeah,
no.
I figured
burn
it'd
him
be way
alive,
better.
Snake!
Tazarath,
Also-
what will you do?
So that
Me screaming that caused my cat to be like, "What the
what is
hell?"
that? Another 4d6?
Yeah. So it's +1.
Oh, he
to
takes the
that.
damage at the end of his turn?
Oh, well, you rolled it, so sorry. I mean,
No, I just want to understand when he's supposed to take the damage.
I
Is it
assumed it was right after you rolled, but I'm checking now.
okay?
Right after a save,
Which is at the end of his turn or the start of his turn?
at the end of a turn.
Okay, cool. Then everything's fine.
Okay.
Tazarath, you're up. What will you do?
Okay.
Poor Bob.
Still way up in the air, right?
Yeah,
I
he's
have
up in the air because he doesn't want to deal with our melee characters, which is smart. So
Yeah.
It is smart, but help, Bob. I'm sorry.
Wow.
So I've got guiding bolt. Who? So I guess the next person who attacks after my turn, which will probably be Tristan, will have advantage if I.
Okay.
And it'll do a bit of damage on its own. He's not resistant to radiant damage, is he?
No, not that you're aware of.
Okay. Go Divine Soul.
Wow.
Yeah. And that is 4d6 radiant damage.
Okay. Can you drop the effect on him?
I
Perfect. Tazarath darts forward to get a better position. He waves his hands, and his paladinly connection somehow summons a unholy guiding bolt, which streaks across the battlefield, impacts the creature, and somehow outlines it in unholy light, which helps in addition to the immolation with people's targeting. Shield Guardian is up next.
Hold up. I still have a bonus action.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon
Oh.
and do that.
All right. Tokens.
Oh hell yeah!
nice.
Well, this beholder picked a fight with something it should not have.
Oh my God.
Bob, I agree.
I think this might be your greatest turn ever.
Oh, well, that's a waste of a critical.
That's my bad, you guys.
That was a great jinx, though.
Yeah, it was. I did say might.
Oh well, that's
Congratulations, your token is a flesh golem.
Lovely.
Fleshy. Next up is Shield Guardian. Shield Guardian is suppressed. Next up is Bob. Bob is suppressed. Next up is Earth Elemental belonging to Tristan.
Bob is depressed.
Oh,
It's
poor
going
Bob.
to
I wish I could help.
burrow-
Honestly, I do.
Oh, shush.
It's going to burrow its way to the
Tired of your
wall right
lies.
behind the beholder and pop out and attack him.
Wait, it can only move a total of 30 feet.
Yeah, it can't get that far.
Rat. Well, then it's going to dash.
Okay.
So it can at least get another opportunity attack, which
There you
it'll-
go. It's all about the opportunity tax.
Absolutely.
Wait, remember you have a 10-foot reach too.
Nah,
Does that
I
help?
wasn't even able to make it with the 10-foot reach, unfortunately.
Okay.
It was one square away.
Hmm.
At the end of the Earth Elemental's turn, the creature activates one of its random eye rays. Which one is that? Ah. Okay.
Who you might want to.
Okay. The Earth
Oh.
Elemental is
Against-
suddenly zapped with a slowing ray. It can't take reactions.
Okay.
And then it can only take an action or a bonus action. Its speed is halved for 1 minute. And it can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turn, if ending the effect.
So
on its
basically,
success.
it's a fodder for being targeted by eye rays. Good job.
Yeah, it took something that the party didn't. So,
Yep.
that's a small victory. Tristan, you're up.
All right, am I in the cone right now or not? I can't see if that square underneath me is.
It is. You're currently
I
within
move
the cone.
back one,
Yeah.
Where's
and then
the?
Where's the?
Never mind. The thing that Fixer Upper summoned.
Yeah, it's right there.
Okay.
It's really ugly.
Very ugly.
then I'm going to cast a 4th level Mind Spike.
Okay.
Why is it not working? I'm dragging cast onto. Oh, that's what's doing. Okay, it's still not working. I'm dragging it on top of the beholder, and nothing's actually.
Try
It's not
dragging it
actually
on
doing it.
top of the beholder in the combat tracker. There you go.
Oh,
He
Portent that.
succeeds.
It can't.
No,
yeah,
portending would
portents
make it
don't
worse.
work.
Well, no, that's a save DC though. It would.
Oh yeah, I could.
Oh, yeah.
No, because he has probably has a plus to wisdom.
So okay, go ahead. Yeah.
It's probably not worth it.
Okay.
Keeping half.
Your spike hits the beholder, and it shrieks for a moment, and its eyes spasm in all sorts of different directions. And I don't remember any residual effects of mind spike.
Nothing because it's saved, so it's fine.
Okay. So it just has a splitting headache.
Yes.
Anything else?
I'm moving
Okay.
back into the anti-magic cone.
On the end of your turn, the creature is going to use one of its eye rays. Oh, okay.
Can you announce the target, please?
Fixer upper.
I'm gonna just give him a 16 on that save.
Yeah, you couldn't do that for me though, huh?
No, you're not the healer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it.
From not much of anything.
Ignore that. I was trying to drop the thing. 16 automatically causes him to save versus that effect.
Thank you.
Which effect was that?
It was a petrification ray.
Yep,
Another one.
right choice.
Yeah. So Fixer up, you're up next. You are not petrified. It's lovely.
Yeah. I will spiritual weapon as well because that seems like fun.
Oh, great. Now I gotta get another token.
I
what
know
would
we
this
just
one be?
spam tokens at him.
Let's see. I'll just use the classic sword token. Here we go. Swing.
Boring.
Sorry.
What
Again,
horrible-
if you weren't above ground, I would get you out of this. Believe me.
What else could I do? Wow.
Stab.
Those spiritual weapons are like no fucking joke, man.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
'Cause
So
they're bonus. Yeah.
yeah, so that spiritual weapon materializes and swats the beholder on the other side of the face.
All right, I'm gonna try hold monster, I guess.
He is a monster.
He's a monster. I guess I can target him. It says it only doesn't work on undead. So,
Go nuts.
all right.
This creature is an aberration, just in case there was any
Oh,
question.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Whoop. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to hold myself, and I'm not a monster.
Not yet. Oh, it failed!
Woo!
Let's see here. So if I'm not mistaken, he's paralyzed?
Yes, he's
Oh,
paralyzed.
oh, sorry. I already used my 5th level spell on Flame Strike.
Oh,
sorry.
I'm sorry. Okay, well, cast something else then.
Oh, what a shame.
Wait a
Aw.
minute. I'm so sorry. There's another important thing. If you cast Spiritual Weapon, even though it's a bonus effect, you can only cast cantrips with your action.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
it's not
Right,
my
I
fault.
forgot about that rule.
Yeah, it's really important.
All right. Well, then I will just cast a cantrip. Yes.
Yeah. Toll the Dead?
I don't have that.
Oh.
Is Toll the Dead a cantrip?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow.
It's
that's really good.
ridiculous. It's like the best cantrip in the game. No question.
Yeah.
Isn't there a cantrip called Poke the Eyeball?
Wow, Brett. Like, fucking seriously, man.
Yeah, but only.
Oh!
Ooh.
And you
Hey,
knocked it into
hey.
bloodied values!
Ooh.
Yay.
You follow up with a sacred flame, scorching the creature, and its wounds begin to bleed. He's real pissed now, though, so on the end of his turn, he's going to use an eye ray. Or your turn, I should say. Oh, shit.
I'm gonna give
Uh,
whoever you target with that the 14.
Who is he targeting?
Good question. It's going to be Melrath. And let me see. Melrath. Let me move that over there. Let me check Melrath's stat block.
I'm pretty sure I know which right he's using. I'm giving him a 14 on that save, plus his
Oh,
modifiers.
no. Oh, thank God. Okay. Whew. Accidentally closed the map, and I was afraid it was going to be erased. Starmie completely saves from the petrification ray.
Still,
You know I'm rolling a random die, right?
Why does it?
I understand you're rolling a random die, but as soon as you roll the disintegration ray, one of us is gonna die.
Question for the DM: why doesn't Beholders just use the most powerful ray all the time? Is there a reason? Because
Yeah,
they can't
so that
control it or something?
players will live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a balancing
Fair
thing.
enough. Fair enough.
Like this creature gets to go on other people's turns in addition to
Yeah, I was just wondering if like there was some sort of lore reason, but no, it's just so players live. Okay.
No, it's so players live. And the funny part was that when I was going through this, I was just going to select like the good ray and like zap it off a few times, and then I'm like, well, why can't I do that? And then I looked at it under eye rays, and it says you have to shoot them at random, reroll duplicates, blah blah
Mr.
blah.
DM, I'd like to make a new character.
Let me just kill everyone and have that be that. Okay, so that was Fixer Upper. Snake?
Oh, okay. I think I'm going to use a fire type spell.
Gee, I wonder.
I think I'm going to go with a.
Is it a ball, perhaps? A ball-shaped
Oh,
spell?
I actually have a couple other options.
Oh,
I
do you
have
now?
the Trollic Sphere and
Ooh. Ooh.
yeah, that looks pretty good. He seems to have pretty poor dex rolls, so I am going to go with that. All right. All right.
Wow. He just cannot save against anything that you attach to him, pretty much. Ooh.
Okay.
Is the secondary damage dealt right away or during his turn?
I am reading that. 5d4 at the end of his next turn. If he saves, he takes half, and then the acid wears off.
He's
Okay.
saving twice, so he's on fire and melting.
Well, actually, that brings up a quick question. So this is vitrolic sphere is not concentration, and
Right, which is why I used it.
immolation
Is,
is
I believe.
concentration. So you just
Yes.
stack them up very effectively. Everything's cool. Um, well done. That's quite the strategy you have going there. Melrath.
Oh, can I use my slow movement speed or?
Oh yeah, you can move up to half your movement speed.
Okay. Just want to get a little bit away from that thing.
I don't
Right
blame
there.
you.
Well,
Yeah.
Burning
also
hydrogen fluoride.
you're
at the
fine where you are, but if you want to move
moment.
somewhere like this and actually be out of its line of
Oh
sight.
yeah, even better idea. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I was
Helpful
about to
DM.
suggest that.
Melrath, it is your turn now.
He's still in the air, right?
Yep, 30
Yeah.
feet up.
All
So
right,
is Bob,
more,
unfortunately.
yeah,
Also
more
30
afraid
feet
of
up.
Bob.
What?
Yeah.
Who?
Bob's
Where?
30 feet up.
All right, I'm done.
I fell asleep up here.
Wow.
Bob, your earth elemental is not suppressed. It can go.
Oh, it's not floating in the air?
Mm-mm. No, just you.
I don't even think I can get to him, can I?
Let me see here.
10,
5,
20,
10,
30.
15,
Yep.
20,
It-
25, 30. You could make it to about here. Or
Is
you
that
could
within 10?
no, because you have to go up as well. So what you could do is if you dash, meaning make him move twice, you could go here so that you're right next to the other earth elemental, and then you're within 10 feet of it. And then if he tries to move away,
Do I
then
get an attack
Yeah, you
of
get that
opportunity?
attack.
yes.
Okay. Well, I did something, guys.
Nice job.
Okay. So now it's Zazax's turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez. Don't forget he's melting and on fire, so
I think those both happen at the end of his turn.
Yes.
I know, but don't
Yeah.
forget.
Oh, I won't. I can't. Oh. Okay, that's a reroll. Wow, you guys are unlucky. Okay. Eric.
Who's with what?
Okay.
I'm out of portent, so you don't no longer have to announce.
Well, there's one thing that he could announce.
Zazax turns an eye upon you, and there is a sudden green pinprick of light. And as soon as it impacts Melrath on the chest, his entire form looks like it's been blown backwards, and you can see parts of him fly off like ash.
Wow. Wow.
He takes 46 points of force damage.
Jesus Christ.
I'm still alive.
Yeah, that's better than some outcomes.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I'm sticking around inside of the red ray.
Yeah, I bet.
Tazarath,
Wow.
you get hit full on the chest with a petrification ray and deflect it.
Wait, can he not attack in that cone?
He
He
cannot
cannot
affect.
use his eye rays on
Yeah,
those.
they're magical effects, even though they're not
Mhm.
spells. They can't affect
Yeah.
anything inside the cone.
So that's why I've been dancing out, hitting him, then dancing back in.
You're a smart little feller.
Bob's
Coward.
Earth Elemental is hit with the slowing effect. It can no longer take reactions.
Oh
damn
no! Oh no!
Why didn't you tell me you were going to do that?
And so, Bob is going, or sorry, the creature is going to relocate like this.
Wow, he didn't get a chance to target Snake. He's done.
Did the do the spiritual weapons get attacks of opportunity?
No.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
They're
so,
both.
at the end of his turn, he needs to start making some saves. So, I'm
Yes.
going to first save versus immolation, or try to. Oh, wait a minute. You know what?
So-
Let me not do that. I think there's a save thing for him. Is it here? Can I access his saves? No, I can't. I just have to fucking know what the goddamn saves are supposed to be. Okay, so what's sorry, what's the stat affected?
So immolation is, where is it? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong character. That's smart.
Dexterity.
Yeah, it's Dex, and you're trying to beat a 17, I believe.
Okay, he fails.
And then acid should be con, I would assume.
Roll the
No,
damage for.
it's Dex as well.
Okay, roll the damage for immolation, and then we'll worry about the acid.
Okay.
It's 46 damage.
Woo! And then he gets a 19 on the second one, so he takes half acid.
Oh, and then it wears off.
I may have to adjust, so roll the
Yeah, I
acid
think you will.
damage in the chat window, and I'll apply it myself.
Oh,
That's
that
not
didn't
right.
work. 5d4.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Does Bob become free now?
Oh, that's a good point.
Oh shit! Do I fall?
Yeah, I'll
It's
get to that
probably
in
worth
just
it.
a moment.
Ugh. I hate you.
You've got some shields.
Uh,
You can take a bit of damage. You've got shields.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Play your cards right, you'll get the killing blow.
Okay, Bob
I can only
takes
hope.
10 points of damage. Where's Bob? Bob. Oh, congrats! You had 10 temporary hit points, so you take no damage, but you hit the ground. The telekinesis ray, the effect would have ended at the end of his turn anyways. So,
Oh, insult to injury.
yeah. So you drop 30 feet, you take 10 damage, and you're otherwise unharmed.
Always
Tazarath,
shield, never die.
you're up.
So wait, did you take half of the acid damage?
I did.
Yeah,
Okay.
and now it's worn off.
And wait, didn't one of the earth elementals get an attack of opportunity?
Neither of
No,
them
they
have
were both
reactions.
slowed.
Oh, gross.
Azarath darts here.
Mhm.
What spell do I want to use? Actually, I'm gonna dart here. Bonus action my spiritual weapon here and stab it
Right?
in this
Stabby,
order.
Stab.
Do that didn't work. All right. So
Noble
what do I
effort.
want to? What are my options? Chromatic orb, another guiding bolt, maybe the not scorching ray, but torture. But the Scorcher is less useful because it's more of a line of damage and not, a single target damage.
Can you buff Chromatic Orb with a higher level spell?
In this case, no, because I get it from Magic Initiate, and I
Oh,
can't
okay.
buff that.
It's still
I
probably
can,
your best
however,
option.
buff Guiding Bolt.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
what were you
Whatever does the most damage.
saying? Third level slot Guiding Bolt, I guess.
Wow.
That's the last of my third level.
7d6, right?
6d6, I believe.
Okay.
But roll to
That was a
Okay.
10. Yeah, you miss. Guiding bolt impacts against the wall and sparkles.
Well, I'll move back into the cone for the moment and call that my turn.
Zazax will use one of his eye rays. Oh no.
I'm a die.
Disintegration ray hits
Oh no! Oh no!
hits Tristan. Okay. Did you Okay, you didn't die.
Oh, okay. It's right. Disintegration and death. Okay.
Partially absorbed. Oh, you had 10 hit points, didn't you?
Yes.
Always shield,
Nice
never
guy.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually-
if you didn't have 10 hit points, you'd be dead.
Also,
Uh,
you can upcast Chromatic Orb since you are a sorcerer and it's on the sorcerer spell list, even if it is for Magic Initiate. Just so you know, for
Okay. I don't actually have it listed as one of my sorcerer spells, though.
it doesn't matter if it's
But-
on one of your actual class lists. You can upcast it.
I can
so
upcast it using a normal spell slot. I just can't upcast.
we can discuss this at a later time. I appreciate the importance.
Bob's
of
got to get the
moment.
killing blow, guys.
Yeah, that's true.
So Zazax fires off his disintegration ray like Melrath. Poor Tristan is nearly torn from existence. Bob, you are up.
I believe in you.
Am I restrained or incapacitated?
No,
You are not
just
actually. I should remove
have
those.
to move one square and then
Whatever
deliver
the
the
most
coup de grace.
powerful attack you have is, use
Yep.
it.
I have a cantrip.
No.
I feel like. Oh, that is not working, is it? Let's see if we can make some slurpy slurps.
Zazax
Fail.
fails the save. Let me get my
You've
cheats
got
all
him.
ready for this.
Roll high.
Bam!
Oh, I thought you killed him. Oh well.
That's a little bit.
Well, it's some revenge. Good job.
As Bob steps out of the anti-magic cone, he's suddenly wreathed in enervating light. A darkness surrounds him, and then it lashes out from his hands and grips Zazax. And as it does, that slurping noise occurs, and you can see
That
the
slurping
creature's
noise.
skin taut across its body.
Take that.
Congratulations, little creature. You're now
Can
a
I-
threat.
Can I move back in?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the advantage of being on that side.
I'm hiding.
Okay.
I got my revenge. Now I'm happy.
For good measure, he flicks a slowing ray at Tristan. You're affected by slow.
Aw.
Fortunately, it was just
question.
slow.
What is the gigantic red thing on the left of the battlefield? Whose is that, and what is?
It's my spectral. It's my guardian, and I can't move it. I just had to put it in a static location. It's not very good, actually.
Oh, okay.
It
Yeah.
can be for other battles not like this,
Right,
where you
right.
can, you know,
It's good against a lot of small things, I assume. But
yeah.
Or if you have the ability to do a choke point.
right.
So Tristan's Earth Elemental is up. It is still under the effect of slow, which it can save against at the end of its turn.
I don't think I can make it to where it is. So
Well, you can move 15 feet with a normal move. And you can only take an action or a bonus action, which would still allow you to dash because you would have your move and then your bonus, or sorry, your move and then your regular action.
But
It
he's
looks
too
like-
high up. Even if I'm within range of him for me to actually hit him, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so he's going to just dash
Okay,
and end up right here.
so
And
he'll be
then-
a little bit below it, but he can rise to the occasion when
Yep.
his turn comes around again. Oh,
And for the save,
please. Your target roll is 16.
he fails.
Okay. Tristan, it's your turn.
I bonus action Misty Step. Actually, wait, no. Wait, no. Shoot,
You have an
that's- I can't
action
do
or
that.
a bonus action because you're slowed.
Oh,
Slowed and near death, but I believe in you killing him right here.
Come on, fire.
Bring the pain.
yeah, I'm gonna firebolt him at 4th level.
Oh wow,
Wow.
that's a mighty fireball.
I'm sorry, Scorching Ray.
Scorching
Scorching
ray.
ray.
Okay,
Oh, okay,
that makes more sense. I was like,
Yeah.
can you upcast cantrips?
You can now.
So 5 rays of fire.
That's a
Wow.
hit. That's a hit. That's a hit.
20.
He's done. You got him.
That's a miss, but you've almost certainly got him.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's a miss as well.
Before we jinxed you. Yeah.
Yeah. 7.
There you go. Goodbye.
Tristan raises a smoking,
He killed him
scarred
again.
hand with exposed bone, and he clenches it as 5 scorching rays flash out from him. 3 of them impact the creature, causing it to ignite in flame, and then suddenly it is consumed by that same fire. Its eyeball pops, and it drops to the ground, its mouth lolled open.
And he roars something in Draconic, which hopefully most of you can't understand.
Snake can, and he approves.
Oh my goodness. So everybody rushes over to the creature to make sure that it's actually dead and not faking it with its exploded boiled eye.
Can we jump up and down on it like that?
Only you, Bob, can get away with jumping up and down on the poor creature.
Oh shit!
You've earned
Sorry.
it. You've earned it. You can do that.
Now that it's on the ground, it appears to have a longsword sticking out of its backside.
Well, someone pull the sword from the stone.
You pull the longsword from the creature. This longsword is of great quality. It might have a magical effect to it.
I'm casting Identify on it.
Why some unfortunate person has lost their flame tongue longsword.
Whoa.
As a
powerful.
bonus action, you can speak this magic sword's command word, which is Immolate, causing the flames to erupt from the blade. These flames shed bright light out to 40 feet and dim light for an additional 40 feet. While the sword is ablaze, it deals an extra 2d6 fire damage to any target that it hits. The flames last until you use a bonus action to speak the command word again, or until you drop or sheathe the sword. Incidentally, long swords also have the property that they are versatile, meaning that while they normally do a D8, if you are not wielding a shield in your other hand, you can choose to wield it two-handed and up the damage to a D10.
Is it a magical plus as well?
No. No. It is just a magical effect on a longsword.
Oh, so it's not even a magical weapon, or is it?
No. In this edition, magic is simply a property of it. In previous editions, the plus was what mattered, but they took that away. So now it is just magical or not magical as a property. It doesn't need the +1 or 2 or 3 to hit.
Okay, so Melrath already has a magical sword.
Yeah.
Who are other melee characters?
I've got a great sword, +1 great sword, but I could make use of that.
Yeah, I think that benefits you more than Fixer Upper, so I think you should take it.
Because you can also give the +1 greatsword to Fixer Upper.
Yeah, I don't know if that's better than a +2 short sword.
Oh, I didn't realize Fixer Upper also had a +2. Never mind.
Yeah, so you should definitely take it.
Okay.
Okay, then I'll assign it to you.
Nobody else particularly wants the great sword. I could. And we could figure out which.
All right, the weapon has been assigned. So
Congratulations.
with the death of Zazax, the war party that has been following you around sort of slinks out of the different sections of the cave that they had hidden themselves away in, and they look on with amazement at a dead beholder's body. The men that and women that come out from there begin to sort of whisper among each other, and given the party's generally high perception, you can hear some of the whispering, which you aren't really intended to hear, but it's all praise. They're incredibly impressed that you've actually managed to defeat the Beholder, and several people seem to have gained a greater respect for the party as a whole. Narrative aside, did you guys feel threatened by the Beholder?
I have 8 hit points left. If I did not have 10 hit points, I would be dead right now.
What about other people?
I am.
We all-
I'm trying to count how much damage Snake dealt because I think him getting lucky really helped the party. So
Yes, a whole lot. He did
or-
probably
Hit-
around half the hit points of the creature.
yeah, and I mean him getting lucky by him not getting incapacitated because yeah, that would have been a big problem for. Well, I mean, on the other hand, Bob was incapacitated too, and he can do a lot of damage. So
Hmm.
yeah.
And he
To
did.
say, to say nothing of all the petrifying everywhere.
Yeah, and the rolls that Tristan was able to aid, well, at least once it came in real handy. So
I sacrificed my limbs so that you all could avoid not being frozen, and then I got hit by the disintegration.
And I
thankfully
mean,
it wasn't a death ray.
all in
I
all,
can
it's like, I just wanted to have everyone walk away from this and not feel like, oh ho hum, it was a beholder and we killed it. Rather, we nearly died.
Yeah, the scary thing is the actions he's taking on other people's turns. That really kind of put things in perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
legendary actions are awful. I love
Yeah,
them, but they're awful.
Okay, so I'm going to clear out these earth elementals from the thing. Okay, so now we're going to continue on with our advancement. So as the party, picks up and you're kind of shaken a little bit, but over the course of the next couple of days, you're feeling better.
Oh
So
wait, next couple of days.
yes,
recovery.
Greater
Yeah.
restoration on the third member that we were
Mhm.
worried about.
I was just literally about to talk about that. Um, Hold on a second. Long rest. I just want to make sure I get everybody and don't forget anybody. Tristan, Bob, Fixer Upper.
Oh, don't worry about it. I had a long rest up in the air. I'm good.
Long rest. Okay.
I also think the thing I fear about the Beholder the most is no matter how high your AC is, it's like, nope, I target your saves, bitches.
Yeah.
So the third party member, Brim, the druid that you picked up from Mantle Dareth, Brim, it turns out, had been afflicted with the madness around cannibalism. In talking with him afterwards, he ranted about he had been gripped with a compulsion to quote cull the herd to maintain the natural order. But now that he's freed of that madness, he admits that the only reason he was following the party was to chew on someone's toes, and so he parts ways for the surface from here. So at this point, trying to get to a part in my book that's a little bit too far. As the party continues to move along, it feels like you've been following this goddamn ring forever. And up ahead, you hear a sort of scaly footprint. A many-legged reptile stretches out as if it had been sitting for a long while. It avoids your eyes as it looks to the rocky floor at your feet. About time you arrived. Come, the library bid me guide you to the gates, and I've waited too long for you already. The creature introduces himself. I'm Veldsikar. I'm one of the caretakers of the library. Veldsikar is a large lizard. It has, I believe, 6 legs, some very wickedly shaped teeth, and it has some unusual eyes, and it makes a very serious point of never making eye contact with anyone.
Is it a basilisk? Can I roll nature or arcana for this?
I think either one of those would qualify. So roll whichever one is better.
Whoa. Okay then.
That is, in fact, a basilisk, no doubt about it. I'm pulling up the monster manual entry. Not that. Not
Does it look
that.
like the one from Harry Potter?
No. That is very much a. There it is. J.K. Rowling thing. However, I do have a picture of it. This, oh, it's 8-legged. This is the creature that is before you.
Whoa.
That voice does not match him at all.
Well, it is quite worth noting that basilisks are not normally intelligent creatures. They are little more than dumb beasts, despite their petrifying gaze. Yeah. So this creature is not only intelligent, but is going out of his way to not look at you, meaning it's aware of its own capabilities and is choosing not to use them. So Veldis Carr starts, plodding off in a direction without looking to see if you're following it. And it seems fairly jovial, a little annoyed perhaps at the wait, but other than that, do you have anything you want to ask it?
Do we know what this library is that he's taking us to?
Yes, it is the library that you came to seek. This is Graven Hollow. It is
Oh,
a
I didn't realize
magical
that was the library.
library that is known to have the entire past, present, and future within it. And the hope is that given those 3 stretches of time, something in there might just give you a hint on how to defeat the demon lords.
Hmm.
Because if the past or the present don't contain an answer, the future probably does. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Do you know?
yes,
Do you know how all this started?
all what?
The
Life,
demonic
universe,
invasion.
everything?
I don't want to go that far right now.
Oh, the demons.
Just,
Well,
just
it's not really my business. I'm just here to protect the library. However, there are 3 librarians within the library. Ulthar, the keeper of the past, Irmas, the keeper of the present, and Ustova, the keeper of the future. The library will surely be able to help you find what you need, and if it can't, the librarians can help you further still. You see, the library is quite unanchored from time. It'll be a safe haven from the events of the present while you stay there, and you shall be our guests. Any other
You're
questions?
very well spoken for a basilisk.
Yeah, how are you so smart?
Why, that's the power of the library. The library, it took me in as one of its own. It is a friend of creatures of the earth. And he says that the earth with like extreme gusto. Why, it even summons Galabdur to serve as servants within the library as necessary. Yes.
What are Galadur?
Oh, you actually know the answer to this. I'll show you. You'll recognize them once I show you. Click here.
Earth
Hey.
servant things.
Excuse me. I want the bar. There we go. Click here, and then I'm just going to do the image. These things. Recognize it?
Aww. Yes.
They are boulder-like creatures with stumpy appendages that act as arms and legs. It has the ability to animate the rocks and boulders around it, and thus is usually encountered in rocky terrain. Yet powerful magic allows a spellcaster to summon a Galabdur from the plane of Earth. Some Galabdur form naturally in places touched by that plane. It is imbued with a greater intelligence than most elementals, allowing it to better assess threats and communicate with creatures entering its guarded areas. And in fact, that is generally its role, that of a stone guardian. Like earth elementals, they can simply meld directly into stone, whether it's worked or unworked. And, considering almost the entire Underdark is stone, they're pretty handy. Did I cover all your questions? I think you asked a couple, and I'm not sure if I did or not.
Nope, that answers them.
Okay. Any other questions?
I think we're fine, thanks.
Walking across the threshold of Graven Hollow is like stepping into another realm. The oppressive gloom of the Underdark is replaced by light and a sense of openness that brings back memories of the surface world. The corridor beyond the gates is wide enough for 10 people to walk side by side, and the ceiling's height reminds you of the great halls of Gauntlgrim. The corridor opens into a central well, with walkways crisscrossing its span to the opposite side. You can barely see the ends of the level to your right and left, with doors opening into so many rooms that you doubt you could explore them all in a single day, let alone a week. The ceiling is bright, with rainbows trapped in hundreds of crystal formations combining to create a warm and inviting illumination. Looking down is an utterly dizzying experience. Staircases connect to different levels below, and soon you lose count of how far down they go. A stout, rocky creature detaches from the perfectly smooth wall to your left, leaving an imprint of its body on the wall that quickly smooths out and fades from sight. Travelers, I am Horm. The masters are occupied. There are temporary rooms for all of you. Choose your own. The resources of Gravenhollow are at your disposal. You need only ask. With this, the basilisk nods at the party and then slithers off into a opening in the wall that was there prior. At this point, Horm begins to waddle down a set of stairs, and considering his stumpy appendages, stairs are something of a hazard for him, but he does his best. And then I have to skip to something. Give me a moment. What was the thing about? Oh, here it is. Guest quarters. You follow Horm down a series of stairs. You go down about 3 levels, and then you make a left down a corridor, and then you seem to be in an area reserved for guests. He, signals to the doors, and you walk over and open them, and you step inside, and the room is completely bare. There are no decorations whatsoever. There's no furniture whatsoever. It's just an empty room.
Huh. May I have a bed?
You what now?
He's gonna ask, "May I have a bed?" and see how literal asking you. Just all you have to do is ask.
Oh, of course. Close the door.
Okay, he's gonna close the door.
Now open the door.
Opens the door.
The room is completely filled with furniture. There's a desk with writing materials. There are several books on arcane magics on the wall. There's a very nice plush carpet on the floor. There's a bedpan. There's actually some snacks, including string cheese, and there is a small, what's the word I'm looking for, bottle of elvish wine on the table. And in fact, everything is also exactly your height.
I like it here.
Should we ask if they have any edible mushrooms?
Oh no, no need for mushrooms here. You'll be provided with all the regular surface foods that you'd require. All you need to do is step into a room, claim it as your own, close the door, and open it once more. It will be filled with things that you yourself would appreciate.
I like the sound of this place.
Now, I must warn you, we have a very important rule in Gravenhollow.
What's
This
that?
is a place of peace. Visitors of the library are expected to conduct themselves with decorum and to refrain from arguments and violence, even minor ones. Creatures that incite conflict will meet once more with Veldeskar, and I assure you it will be unpleasant.
Okay.
Good to know.
Did everyone in our little group come in, or is it just the party of the 6 of
Actually, that's a good question. Hold on a second. I think the answer is
'Cause
earlier here.
If
Grace of
it's
Gravenhollow.
everyone, we need to have a little chatty chat with all of our people, so we don't leave with only half of them.
Good point.
Yeah, because they stupid.
Oh yeah, they came along. We'll assume for the purposes of this that they have heard this. When I say the guest quarters, I mean every single person gets a room. This is a very long hallway. So everybody else is just going to chill. They get unlimited food and drink. They get things to entertain them. And yeah, so everyone's just gonna go pick a room and shack up until you guys are ready. Additionally, there's something else, and it took you a little while to recognize it. But the Galabdur is not speaking common, but you seem to be able to understand him, like perfectly. Uh,
So does this place have translation magic?
Why, yes. Every creature within Gravenhollow has gained the benefit of comprehend languages as long as it stays within these walls. Okay. Cover that. And I will leave you now for a short time, but if you need to find anything in Gravenhollow, all you need to do is exert the will to find it. Which practically means that I'm going to have you make a wisdom check to find the location you're looking for. Um, and if you fail, you'll have to make some additional checks. But if successful, you'll find exactly what you're looking for immediately.
Who has the highest wisdom score?
Fixer upper.
You want to roll an 18?
Okay.
Well, what is it that you would be looking for? Now, Horm is still available for a little bit if you want to ask him some additional questions about the library.
Is there does time flow the same here as it does outside?
Give me a second. No. The library keeper of the present, in fact, requires that it does not. Time is moving at a snail's pace outside in order to give him the opportunity to gather all the informations of the goings on in the present.
So we have quite a bit of time in here compared to what's going on.
That would seem to be so.
Fantastic.
Are there any things that we should not look for in the library? Things that are off limits?
Actually, no. No, the library is open to all, anything that you would seek to know. Um, some things may be harder to access if you do not have a stone speaker's crystal, but other than that,
Stone speaker's crystal.
yes,
Don't
a
we have one of
wondrous
those?
device. In
Yes,
fact, you
we have
do.
that.
You got it from the stone giant in Gracklestew.
What
Now I'm
what
I'm
do we
looking up
need to
that
use
prophecy again.
what do we need to use the crystal for?
Oh, hold on. Found it. The creature that is attuned to the stone speaker crystal gains the ability to peer through veils of time and receive visions of the past, present, and future, but only while in Gravenhollow, and only while within the halls related to that specific time period, past, present, or future. And you can only receive one vision of the past, present, or future until you take a long rest. And while standing within the appropriate archive, the creature can expend 2 of the crystal's charges to ask a question pertaining to the past, present, or future and receive a truthful answer in the form of a vision.
How many charges does it have total?
Let's see, it's on page 223. The crystal has 10 charges. Beyond its use in the library, it also allows you to speak with animals for 2 charges, speak with the dead for 4 charges, and speak with plants for 3 charges. When you cast a divination spell, you can use the crystal in place of the material component for that spell that would normally be consumed at the cost of 1 charge per level of the spell, and the crystal is not consumed in this way.
And when does it recharge? Long rest?
Dawn.
Okay.
And then, like many other magic items, if you lose the last charge, you have to roll a d20. If you roll a 1,
Mhm.
the crystal breaks and vanishes forever.
As I said in the chat, we need to figure out how this mess started, like how demons started crossing over into the material plane, the current state of affairs, so we know who we can reliably ally with and who we're gonna have to chop to pieces, and if we can, let's try and figure out via paradox knowledge how we wind up dealing with all this. Like what the overall plan that has the best chance of working is.
Keep in mind that in addition to this, you may be able to also gain information about peoples and places that you've already encountered. So you could learn about the past of Thembershout, the big old dragon that lives in Gracklestug, for example.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, like, even beyond things that are immediately obvious, you may in fact be able to just learn a great deal more about the world around you. So anybody that you ever sort of wondered about, their information will be here. In addition to what you had to say, I'm looking at locations. Okay. Okay. I mean, at this point, they're the archives of the past, the present, and the future. You can go straight to those if you care to. You can attempt to find a specific librarian or any librarian whatsoever. Anything else? If you need help, literally ask the librarian. Someone or something will appear to help you. So, where would you like to go first? Who would you like to consult?
Good idea.
I think Tazarath's the first thing we should probably look into is the past of why this is happening.
Oh, okay. Um, okay.
Specifically, what event, or was there a singular event that sort of caused the chain of events that's leading to like almost every demon lord coming into this realm, or at least a large majority of
Okay, well, it sounds like the first place that you're going to need to go then is, of course, the past. Although, um, not knowing exactly what it is that brought them all here, and in fact, which of the demon lords exactly have come. Like at this particular moment, you've encountered several, but
Mhm.
you haven't encountered others. Like, let me see here. You already did a thing, searching them out. The demon lords you've encountered are Demogorgon, Fraz Urblu. He was in that gem you found. Jubilex,
Zugtmoy.
Zugtamoy, but you have not encountered at least 3 other demon lords that exist.
Hmm.
Of the major
then,
ones, I should say.
then do we want to go with present first, just to see if those three are on the plane of existence before we go into past?
You can try that. Um,
Since we know their names.
right. So let's see here. Give me a moment. Okay. As you are setting out to locate the records of the present, You're walking through the library. This place was made for stone giants, so naturally everything is fucking huge. And as you're going down the hallway, you come across this strange blue outlined quasi-real looking creature. It is a young male drow, and he has a blindfold on. And as you approach, the drow turns his head and says, "Is someone there?"
Hello.
"Hello, who might you be?"
I am a kobold wizard. Nice to meet you. And who might you be?
"I'm Jaelnifane Oblodra." Yes, that's right. I, I, I've escaped from Menzo Berensson recently. I lost my sight, but I managed to survive and find my way here, and I'm hoping I can find something that will allow me to overcome my blindness, and I'm also hoping someone's going to read all of these passages to me because I have no idea how I'm going to access the library otherwise.
Blindness, you say? Looks over at the cleric. Big old puppy dog eyes.
Yeah, I can do that.
There's a
If it's
problem.
magical, right? But or is it?
Yes, it is
Yeah.
magical, but the problem is not the magical nature of the blindness. It is the fact that this creature, um, how would I put this? It seems to be an echo.
It's not that he's not here, he's just not now.
Yes, thank you.
Hmm.
That seems to be the issue. Um,
Hmm.
and so you seem to have wandered into an echo of either the past or the future and encountered this particular creature, and it may or may not have relevance on what it is that you're here for or the storyline that you're pursuing. So
What did he say his name was?
Jail Jalynfein Oblodra. Now, if anyone in the party can make a history check for me, you can try to recognize his house name. Wow! Stop the presses. Apparently Tristan fucking figured it out.
I don't know why I took mastery in history, but it's turned out useful the 2 times I've had to.
Man, is it ever. House Oblodra is a precursor. How do I put this? It was a major house about 450 years ago, and 3 other houses have like one house rose up, cast out all of the folks in Oblodra. It was a brutal fight. They, were either killed or were driven off. And then another house rose to take them over. And then, what's the name of the current house? I can't remember. I can look it up if I need to, but for now, a third house, one that you actually recognize, is the current one. So this is like, generations of Drow politics have played out since this person existed. He could be long dead, actually, now that I think about it. 450 years ago is a long time even for elves. But anyways, do you have any other questions for him?
So we're from the future.
Oh, do you know me? Don't tell me anything. I don't want to be surprised.
You mean you do want to be surprised?
I do want to be surprised. Yes.
So we're kind of having a little bit of a demon issue, and I was wondering if you knew anything about this.
Demons.
He's just going to start listing off names.
Oh, wait. What about Loth? Is she one of them?
Is she?
You have not
Sounds
encountered Loth.
We
Loth
haven't
is...
encountered her yet, no.
Well, that's a little bit odd. I mean, she's a patron deity of one of the most important races in the Underdark, if I do say so myself. His chest puffs out a little bit.
Gotcha. But you guys weren't close to summoning Loth in your time period or something like.
No, I think it would be better if we generally worship her from afar. She tends to, consume drow that she's displeased with, and males are never very high on her list, so yeah.
Respectful fear. I can approve. So, but none of this rings a bell of Demon Lords Rising. Alex, was there any like big political things that we should know about that might ring a bell in ancient history?
No, actually, at least nothing that you're aware of yet. I mean, perhaps something might reveal itself in the halls of the past.
Out of random curiosity, um, on the off chance that we might need to clear the demons from Menzoberranzan, do you know of any secret entrances or tunnels or anything that might be of use?
Um, while I wish to obey the rules of the library, I would also say that it probably isn't in my best interest, even in the future tense, to perhaps provide outsiders with information that would allow them to access my home realm, my capital city.
Even to free it?
Well, I seriously doubt that if the city needs to be freed, that they'll need the help of any surface dwellers to do it. We have some of the best mages and warriors in the entire Underdark. If we can't do it, it can't be done.
Hmm. Well, I suppose it was worth a try.
Oh, I hear someone else. I must go. Good luck in your quest, and say
Oh,
hello
also,
to.
if you have any descendants, send them over here in about 450 to 500 years, maybe a little bit longer.
Give my hellos to Loth, and he vanishes. You pass through several other corridors, and then there's a familiar-looking figure in the in the distance. Um, it it is a dwarf. It also has that similar displaced feeling. The dwarf turns to look at you, and it's Brunor Battlehammer, the man that was in charge of Gauntlgrim, the king. His red hair has turned mostly white, and he leans heavily on a thick crystal cane. He is old, frail, and looks rather confused in your direction.
Hey, Your Majesty, it's nice to see you in the future.
What? Hello? My old eyes aren't so good. Come closer.
Going to walk up to him.
Once you do, he has a distance in his eyes. He doesn't really seem to be registering much that's going on right now. Hello, little one. Have we met?
I don't know. Is there a year system in this world?
Oh, yeah.
Like, we probably met in. He names the year.
Oh my, that was quite some time ago, during that time of awful troubles. What was I
He and the
here for?
demons.
Oh, probably, yes. I don't really remember anymore.
God damn.
Now, what was I here for? Where is this place? You seem a helpful fellow. Where am I?
Where's my Metamucil?
You're in Gauntlgrim, the ancient library that is outside of time.
Not gone.
Graven Hollow.
Craven Hollow, thank you.
Lots of G plates.
Gauntlgrim? That doesn't make it. No, just kidding. Graven Hollow. That's a very serious place. I wonder what I was doing here.
Probably here to meet us to tell us all this information about how we defeat the demons that are about to attack the Underdark.
Oh, are you here to take me for my nap?
Sure, and we'll talk about that story about how we, saved the world from demons, right?
Oh, yes, it'll be a wonderful bedtime story. Be sure to tell me.
Okay, we're leaving.
So you wander off, and Brunor sort of stumbles about, addled as he is, and then you come across another figure. Two figures, in fact. A withered drow clad in dark flowing robes, and a hulking gray-skinned monster resembling a spiky humanoid toad, its wide mouth full of razor-sharp teeth. The drow's pinched and lined face speak to his great age, and his red eyes narrow and appraise you carefully as he approaches. He's approaching you very slowly. The party, for the most part, even if you aren't holding your weapons, all of your weapons and armor are on you. You are some of the most well-armed people, generally speaking, in the Underdark at this point, and you look like seriously bad news. So he approaches you quite cautiously and then says, "Greetings. I am Vizeran, and this is my companion," whose name they did not actually bother to put in here, those assholes. "Cleve. May I ask what brings you to Graven Hollow? What business?"
Our business is our own, but our business involves dealing with a demonic invasion.
Oh, you're here about it too, then. I I have opposed the tyranny of Loth and her priestesses for centuries, and I agree there is some sort of demonic invasion of the Underdark underway, and I've come to Graven Hollow to confirm my suspicions and make a plan to combat it. Now, you and we should probably split up, since we have the same goals, that is, and see if we can have the time that we must spend here re- okay, before returning to our time to combat the threat.
When are you?
He lists the same year that you're currently in.
Oh, okay. So we're actually in the same time. Well,
Indeed.
probably give or take a couple of days, months, weeks.
Now, as a show of good faith, because I know it can be hard for you surfacers to trust a drow, I would suggest that you look in particular into Menzoberranzan and its archmage, Gromf Bainry.
Menzelberathan. That means a lot. What's Menzelberathan?
That
That's the
Menzoberranzan
city.
is the capital city of the drow. It is their
I should have guessed.
stronghold. Um, Now at this point, I have some literature. He points to his assistant Kelv, whose arms are filled with books. I'm going back to my quarters to read, but you should do some research. Come find me. Tell me what you've learned. I'll do the same. We'll share information.
May I ask for just in case something goes wrong, for a single strand of your hair so I can find you in case something goes bad?
Oh, first of all, let me roll back for just a second. I kind of rolled over your insight checks because I wanted to get that story bit out of the way. So let's go back to the insight checks for a minute. Um, the information that you were able to discern from the rolls that you got. Nice, Bob. The
I
information.
helped.
Yes, you did. Vizeran seems quite cautious. He seems to have a very intentionally even keel to his voice. He's being very level. Yeah, you guys know how I feel about those rolls.
I made my roll at the time.
Yes. I'll do a better job of calling them out. How about that? So, anyways, he seems very cautious. He seems to be using very careful, neutral language. He seems very intent on making sure nobody gets angry. And he also seems very fixated on what he's here to do. Um, it's quite possible that he may have some ulterior motive. You pick up that that may be the case, but he hasn't really said an awful lot about, exactly what brings him here. So there's not much to judge the information against. So,
Got it.
with that, he nods and departs, and you don't need his hair to find him. You just need to want to find him.
Oh no, I wanted to totally be able to scry for him later. I was totally trying to trick his ass.
Oh, yeah, he definitely doesn't give you the hair. He gives you a look up and down and then farewell for now. Incidentally, it turns out that all of Gravenhollow is completely immune to scrying.
Well, yes, when he's outside of scrying.
That's true.
Or outside of Graven Hollow.
Wait a minute. Use outside of the library. Okay. Oh, divination magic works normally within the library. It just can't go from the outside in. That's interesting. Okay. Well, at this point, it's about 9 o'clock. We have plenty of things to follow up on next time, although yeah, it'll be fine. So we'll leave it off there, and then we will continue your research into the cause of the demonic invasion next time.
All right, thank
Cool.
you, Alex.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
Good night.